Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gloria. I am 11 years old, and I am currently in class 5B. So, have you ever wondered why some people only stick to a certain type of food and rarely try anything new? Well, personally, I think it's probably one of these reasons. It's because our brains feel safer with what we already know. Trying something new feels risky because it's a jump into the unknown. If it's not as good as expected, you just wasted your hard earned money on something that you can't even eat. And you're still hungry, right? That's why today I'm going to be discussing about this topic, which is why is trying new foods brave? One of the first examples that I have is picky eaters. But why? Picky eaters stick to safe foods because they know exactly how they will taste, feel. Trying something new feels very risky because they are afraid of a bad surprise. Maybe it's like a strong smell or a weird taste. Staying with familiar food is their way of staying comfortable. For example, think of someone who only eats fried chicken and french fries. When you offer them a salad, they might immediately refuse. Maybe it's because of the crunch of the lettuce. Maybe it's because of the dressing. But personally, I think they feel like it is a scary gamble they aren't ready to take. Our second example is people with allergies. But why? For people with allergies, trying new foods isn't just being picky. It's about their life being on the line. Their body sees certain ingredients as enemies and reacts very badly with it. It could cause them to be very sick. Because of this, they can't just eat random food and call it a day. They have to be 100% sure about what they're eating is safe. For example, you know a friend who's allergic to peanuts. When you invite them to come to a party, and then they see a very, very delicious looking cookie, right? In the corner, they can't just pick it up and then gobble it up. They have to know what's inside. What if they get sick from eating it? That's why. They aren't 100% sure what's inside. Taking a bite feels like a huge risk to their health. So they have to say no to that cookie to stay safe. Our last example is waste of money. But why? Food can be expensive, and you know that. Nobody likes to throw money away like it's trash, right? If you buy a new dish and you don't like it, then you just wasted your hard-earned money on something you can't even eat. Plus, you're not even full. That's so not good, right? To avoid this, many people stick with the same meal because they know it's worth the price. For example, imagine you have $100 to spend. You could either get burgers from McDonald's, which you absolutely love, or you could get oysters from the fancy restaurant nearby. If you chose the burger, you would definitely eat it all up, and you know it's worth it. But what if you chose the oyster and you didn't like it? That would be bad, right? That's why choosing a burger feels like the smarter choice for your wallet. I am going to show you my personal experience. Look at this. Take a look at this. This is a video of me eating live octopus tentacles, which is known as sanaji. I tried this during my trip to Korea. Here was my experience. Initial thought. I thought it sounded really scary and I didn't know why people would even eat that. But good thing I tried it. Taste. It tasted really good with the sauce, but without it, it would taste quite interesting. Texture. It was slimy but very interesting. If I hadn't been brave enough to try this cultural dish, I would have missed out on a wonderful food experience and a great travel memory. Conclusion. If you have the courage to try new foods, you are braver than most of the people and I have mentioned earlier in this presentation. By trying new foods, you can get loads of benefits. Some of them are open your palette of flavors, increase food experiences with new dishes, explore different countries' cultures through signature cuisines, discover a new favorite dish, share some new memories with family and friends, which is very important. If you are moved by my presentation, then after the school day, go and try that new food, that one food that you always wanted to try, or but you didn't have the time or courage to try it. I would really like that. Thank you for listening.